eyes. It's the eyes of a madman. Now that there is the camera that sort of watches the Canadians over there, those rascally Canadians. You never know what they're going to do. You know, now that Ebola is happening and you got, you know, the terrorists getting ready to trying to sneak in the country or something like that. You know, they might come from Canada. You know, so we got to keep an eye on that. Those rascally Canadians. Now, yesterday I was talking about how to identify them and how to understand them as our enemy, and I talked about, of course, the usury system that they implement to keep the people poor and in debt, forever slaves to their indebtedness. That is the plan. Now, but there's other things they do also that we can help identify them if you need to narrow it down some. Now, the usury system's great, but you have to sort of get the people something that they want, that they can't afford, so they have to want to use this usury system. It's voluntary. You have to make them think it's voluntary that we sign up for this usury system, and then when we get in debt and we can't pay our bills and the whole lives just are destroyed around us, they can say it is your fault, which it is. But they have to give us something. Now, as Hannibal the cannibal once said, Clarice, he covets. We society, as a human race, covets. And Clarice says, well, doctor, what does he covet? And Hannibal Lecter says, he covets what he sees daily. Now, what do people see daily? Well, if you're driving on the freeway, you see tons of billboards and commercials. But the most prevalent thing in everybody's life is the television, is entertainment, the radio. You see that daily. Hitler would have, it would be a wet dream for him to have this television in everybody's living room around the world. His wet dream. Because the propaganda that he could spew, which is actually being done now. He would be doing the same thing. Look at those waves out there, man. Holy moly moly. Whoa, it's going to be a rough day. It's cold. What does Fukushima and this part of Michigan have in common? Well, in Fukushima, it's Fukushima. And over here in Michigan, it's fucking cold and windy. Holy tumbo day. Okay. But in order to make the usury system work, they have to teach us to covet. So in all of our lives, which we're not supposed to covet, I believe that's one of the 10 commandments. People don't really think about too much anymore. But don't covet. Because this is what it leads to. It leads to you being in debt and a slave to the system for your whole life. And you know, they teach us to covet in every aspect of our life. In our religious system, it teaches us to covet. Our educational system teaches us to covet. Everybody does. It's all teaching us to covet. And what do we covet? What we see daily. And what do we see daily? Television. You ever watch a ball game? This one, I don't know. I hate sports, but you know, if you look at an arena, it's all commercials all the way around. Everything is in your face. It's not natural. It's not supposed to be like that. You have to fight this system. This is part of it. This is who identifying the enemy is. It's what it's all about. They teach us to covet. Them. That's what they do. They implement the usury system to make free money at no risk to them. And they have to implement a system that makes us want things that we really don't need. And then we have to have Christmas and Easter and Halloween, because these are days we can buy this stuff in the name sometimes of Christian religions, Muslim religions, the Buddhist religion, whatever. Religions are all contaminated. They're all the same. It doesn't matter what religion you're from. Everybody hates each other. They're all contaminated. All of them. Except a very few. Very, very few. And they can come from all religions. But they're the people you never hear from. You'll never know. They're the sacrificial lambs. They'll be the first to go. That's how you identify the good people. They're in prison, they're beat up. They're ousted by society, seen as nuts and idiots and whatever. Conspiracy theorist. Look, it's beautiful out here. Stress-free ride to work. They teach us to covet. They give us the means to covet, the television, the commercials. Everybody wants to have that beer. Everybody wants to have that new truck. And then they give us the means to get these things through the usury system. That's how you identify these guys. Now, can you think of anybody that you can identify now with just these short messages for these last 2 days? It might be one of them. And you're probably right. Now, tomorrow we're going to talk about something, infiltrating the political system. Sorry, god damn it, tripped over my words. I'm sorry, man. On that ride over here, I spilled my coffee. I spilled my jug of tea on that ferry ride. Man, it was pretty rough. And I'm all wet now. It's gonna suck. All right, duck out.